Joining us from Washington, Charles Krauthammer looks a little dazed by the brilliance of that talking points memo. Where am I going wrong?
You know, next time I'm going to have to wear sunglasses. The brilliance is blinded.
Blinded by the light.
Blinded, right. But you're completely wrong when you say that Trump was not damaged. This is supposed to be a no-spin zone. Of course he was. He lost.
So what?
Trump is a guy who defines people. I don't. I actually hate the word. Either losers or winners. When you lose something, in Trump's world, you're a loser. Now, here's the damage that was done. If Trump, look at the counterfactual, if Trump had won, Ted Cruz said last week correctly, Trump wins Iowa, he's going to win New Hampshire, runs the table, and he cruises right through these states to the nomination. Well, he ain't cruising no more. This is going to cost him a long slog through the trenches. I still think, at least as of today, at Candidate Casino, I'm still going to put a little more money on Trump than on the other two, namely Rubio and Cruz, but it's just going to be a little bit more money.
All right, let me challenge.
In other words, he's got a slight edge.
Yes.
But the overwhelming edge he would have had if he had won in Iowa disappeared in a puff of smoke last night.
All right, now here's where you're wrong. It doesn't matter.
Enlighten me, O seer.
I will. It doesn't matter that Trump didn't win in Iowa. He showed pretty well. And everybody knows that overwhelmingly it was a religious vote. Trump's supporters are not bailing on him in New Hampshire or South Carolina or Nevada because of the Iowa vote. They're not. So next week, Trump is likely to win New Hampshire. All right. I think Rubio may run second in New Hampshire because he's the guy that really has a win behind him. But I don't believe Trump's, in the eyes of his supporters, is damaged at all. That's just my opinion. And you know what? That's why this show is fun. Because you say one thing, I say the other. Now let's go over to Hillary Bernie.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you were just, okay. Come on. I'm ready.
You're just wrong again, and I can't let that pass.
All right, go.
Your interpretation of Iowa is incorrect. It's not that Cruz is the religious vote, and that's why he won. Because if that were true, how do you get Rubio coming within 1 point of Trump?
Because that was the non-religious vote.
But what do you, in other words, so he loses the religious vote, he loses the non-religious vote, so you've made no point.
You take evangelicals out of the equation, Trump beats them. And you know that from the entrance polling.
Well, we don't know how it breaks down for Rubio. The point is that Cruz won the conservative vote, as did Rubio. What you had between these two men, Rubio and Cruz, are running as conservatives. The Reaganites. Each has the mantle. Each competes with the other for the mantle. One is more extreme. One is more mainstream. Trump is not a conservative.
True.
He's a populist.
You're making my case for me. You're making my case for me. If you add up
yeah, the conservatives, Cruz and Trump, you got 51%. I'm sorry, Cruz and Rubio. The conservatives, they took 51% of the vote. The populists took 25%. That's why Trump lost.
Okay. I am submitting to you that in New Hampshire, a secular state with no evangelical quotient, okay, Cruz is not going to perform nearly as well because the religious factor was huge in Iowa. You have now beyond that. That does not play anywhere else. But I got to go the last 2 minutes over to Hillary. I mean, this Bernie Sanders thing is a media-driven thing. Everybody knows, you know, I know, Sanders has no shot to win. And it just, I mean, it angers me in a sense that it's a phony deal.
Now, this may surprise you, but on this, I will say that you have stumbled onto the truth. This occasionally happens, although it was more of a stagger onto the truth, but you got it. I agree with you. This is a complete media hype. The idea that Sanders has any chance of winning. Again, on Special Report, we do our Candidate Casino. I put $0 on Sanders last week. And you are also right that the most important primary on the Democratic side is not Iowa, it's not New Hampshire, it is the Comey primary. Comey being the head of the FBI. If he makes a criminal referral, she topples over, and then you get a Biden and perhaps even with a Warren as his running mate. But you will not get a Bernie Sanders.
Now, how late can Biden get in? See, this is the timing, and we're going to have a special report on this tomorrow. How late can Biden get in and get on all the ballots, do you know?
It's sort of like well, I don't know the rules on this, but I'm sure the DNC will change the rules.
Right.
If Hillary is literally, if she is literally knocked out, look, the Democrats can change any rule any time that they want.
Right.
It's not going to look good. It's going to anger the Sanders people, but it can be done, and they will do it.
All right, Charles Krauthammer, everybody. Give him a hand.